What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have some epic plane spotting at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Welcome back to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. As today we're going to be doing some epic plane spotting during the DFW Airline Collectibles show from 2023. We have a bunch of awesome Skylink and also some various other locations that we'll be plane spotting at in today's video. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this. So without any further delay, let's cut to the chase. You all know DFW very well from my channel, and I certainly do as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to back up to when we arrive on the American Airlines Boeing 737-800. Check out that trip port if you'd like to from Tulsa. And here we go for the aircraft that we started catching. So as you can see right here, we landed on 3-5 right. So as a result, we taxied past the north cargo ramp, which is mainly FedEx. So you can see their aircraft up here with the MD-11 and Boeing 767, which is really cool. I want to get back to that wide angle shot that I had. I thought it was really good. So let's see if I can get an angle of that right here. Thought this shot was really cool. So you have two Boeing 767 freighters, an MD-11 and another 76. I thought this was a really cool shot. So awesome to get that, and certainly was very happy with that, to say the least. And then, of course, we taxi via the old American Eagle gates, which is the FBO now. So here's a really nice Phenom with a really cool red and black paint scheme. Also, I know these pictures aren't the prettiest. I was just having fun at this point because, obviously, why not get your camera out when you see really cool planes to capture? So we'll get some better pictures of these aircraft here in a little bit. And also, the hard drive's loading up a little bit. I probably haven't loaded these files in, oh man, probably 6 months or so. So it's not surprising that these are going to take just a minute to get going. But hopefully, once it catches its groove, we'll be in good shape. So looking forward to that. But nevertheless, this is a really good private jet. Also cool to note the corporate aviation 12295 frequency for ground traffic. So I thought that was really cool. There's American A321neo and a Boeing 737-800 looking fantastic as well. We're going to see many of those during the spotting videos at DFW, as we know. And here's just some really nice American lineup shots. I won't get too elaborate since you all know what these planes are at this point, but we got some 321s right here. Here's a Delta 220-100. Cool to get that from the gate. At that point, I didn't have a ton of 220s in my log, so I was really glad to get that one. And here's a A321neo that was going to Philadelphia here at A19, so that was really cool to catch as well. So fantastic to get to see that. And then we move on to that really cool Phenom that we were talking about. We're at the north entrance of the A Skylink here, so that's where we are at this point. Here's a Delta A320. Really cool to see Delta's various operations here at DFW, since obviously they dehubbed the airport. So mainly a bunch of 220s now, but of course we have our fair share of 320s. Here's the competition 320 with American on their CFM version, so that's great to see. And here's an American 321 blasting off. So what we're getting ready to watch here is the Skylink pass, by the way. So that's what we're doing here before we get ready to head over to Dallas Love Field, which that will be in another video, so stay on the lookout for that. Here's an American A319 taxiing into the gate right here, looking very good. So here is a gorgeous lineup shot of the C gates here for DFW. As you can tell, we have some gorgeous American aircraft, including 3 consecutive wide bodies, 2 Boeing 777-200s, and a 787-9. So that was really cool. And also we have 777 Alpha November, one of the first American 777-200 ERs delivered back in the 2000s range. So really cool to see that too. And also really cool to get a 3rd wide body in there on the corner right here. So that was really cool to see too. So there's another American 787. Don't know what happened to the focus there. Also, these shots are coming from the Canon T6i with the Sigma 18-300 lens. I've since upgraded, so we'll be seeing those shots in future videos, but T6i did a great job, and glad that it rounded out its career very strong throughout my travels. It did me very well. A couple blurry American 737 shots, and we have this 320 right here with the IAEs. I love the 18-300 to get these various angles, and excited to get back to Dallas-Fort Worth to experiment with my new 18-150 lens for the Canon R7. So I don't know why these are coming out so fuzzy. I think I was in priority mode and some of these just came out really shaky, but others like this one came out really good. So here's an American 737 pushing back. Note how interesting the focus is on this 737, yet these are all a little fuzzy in the back. So priority mode was very unique. This is when I was really starting to experiment with that, and throughout these spotting videos going through 2023, we'll really see how I did. So I think I was just really shaky was my main problem here, because this shot would have been really good, but again, was experimenting with the camera settings since it was overcast and whatnot. Here's this 320 pushing back. I thought some of these still came out really good. Here's a really cool shot. You got a United 737 wardrobe malfunction in the far back. We'll see that here in a little bit. Here's this American A320 looking very good. Here's the 787 coming in, probably from Honolulu or equivalent. So looking very good on that Dreamliner there. So never going to pass up seeing a Dreamliner. This one's 824 Alpha November. I hope to get to fly some more of them here in the future. Here's another Delta 220, possibly the one we saw previously. They were in North Flow as well, by the way, so they're taking off going towards the north here. So the 3.5s are in use on the east side. So you can see this 220 rocketing off. Then we have a variety of hit or miss shots. Here's a 737. Then we have the 787-8 is what this one was. Fantastic to see that. In a Boeing 777-200ER. Tried to get that Phenom again, didn't work very well. Here's this American 737, Airbus A319, Airbus A321, and Boeing 737 MAX 8. So nice lineup here, and these shots were really starting to get much better here. Finally trying to get a good shot. I mean, it is a really cool private jet. I'll definitely have to post it sometime. So looking good. Here's another 321neo. They have really invaded Dallas lately, and I was trying to get as many pictures of the MAX as possible because they don't fly through DFW still as often as aircraft like the 321neo. Here's two ERJ-175s. These are a staple, and we'll have a very interesting trip report coming back on an ERJ-175. The crossover episode is real on that, so stay on the lookout for that video. Some awful shots of the CR9, and I don't know how I did on that China 747. We'll come back to that. Here's a ERJ-175 with a wardrobe malfunction pushing back, and yeah, mainly just haze is what ended up coming out from the China Airlines Cargo 747, but still a pretty good shot, so I won't complain. It was also very cool to get to see the Cathay Pacific Cargo 747-8 freighter on the ground at this time too, so hopefully to get a not completely rare, but not a common daytime arrival of that aircraft sometimes, so I can catch it because they normally come during the dark hours. More 175s, and then really cool to see, obviously, the main line that is permanently resumed here at Concourse B. So here's the 321. If you're unaware, American Airlines started parking mainline planes at these gates on the south side of the B concourse in 2019 when they needed more mainline gates. But due to the pandemic, they moved ERJ-175s back to these gates, and then they ended up moving the mainline back. I believe it was in early 2022, I believe. So awesome to see it here with these 737s and A321. So awesome to see this one right here at B9. And then you saw up there on the next photo, which the hard drive, it goes in waves. Like it'll get in a really good groove and then it'll kind of slow down a little bit. But as you can see here, some wide bodies here. This is kind of a quiet time. It's like 12 p.m. So you're not seeing a ton of wide bodies here yet at this time of the day, but there are a few. So there's a Dreamliner right there. Getting some better shots to China Airlines Cargo despite them still being a little fuzzy, and Cathay Pacific Cargo. So overall not bad, and at least I was doing my best there considering the glass. So I thought that turned out really well. I tried really hard on the Cathay, and the tail still came out fuzzy on every one of them. Here's an A319 rocketing off, and here's this A321. And the side shots of them from the other side, there's a 321 right there. We have two ERJ-175s right here. I love these remote B gates. I hope to fly out of them sometimes. So cool shot right there. Again, most of these aren't the prettiest ever, but hey, it still works. So, and it does the job for our spotting session right now. So that's fantastic. Here is two nice little comparison shot. And again, I've got many pictures of this full of mainline planes and this full of regionals. So it's pretty cool to get the mainlines all lined up here. So that's really awesome. So you can see two 321s and the 737. Here's the two 175s again. Really cool shot right there. Here's the American Airbus A319 with Sharklets, the Gemini first release. We'll look at that a little bit more here in a moment. Here's a great shot of it right here, Gate Delta 2. This is a really nice aircraft, really cool to have the model of it, and I'll obviously get to represent it here in real life, which is awesome. I also did make a visit to the D extension gates. They are awesome. A video on that will be coming out at some point in the future. I don't know when because of how many videos I got to film, but at some point, rather how many videos I have to produce since I got so much content here in the real life sector, but at some point we will evaluate that. So stay on the lookout for that. It probably will be about the time that the new C and A extensions get complete, so I'll probably pair that all together and make a full video on DFW renovations. I also believe they're making really good progress where we currently are in this picture right here on getting the Concourse F project moving, so hopefully we'll be seeing that sometime. But anyway, we have hard stands here for right now, and here's a Qatar Boeing 777-200 LR. It's been really cool to have that second daily service, and I'm always excited to see it on the hard stand when I pass through DFW during the day. So you see that pretty much every day, and that's really cool to see right there. And here's American 787-9 with the GPU that I just can't get a good picture of, so tough times and tan lines. Here's a United Airbus A320. I don't know why I couldn't get a very good shot of it, but it had the air stairs up to it. I think this one probably broke at some point, so they just threw it over here on the other side of the airport since they wanted to save hard stand space near the E-gates, so that's what we have there. And not the prettiest shots in the world of the Qantas Boeing 787-9 Melbourne arrival. So it was really cool to get to see this, and that's been an awesome staple. American Airlines now going to start service to Brisbane on a new configuration 787. So really looking forward to that and representing that not only in the airport updates, but obviously in these real life plane spotting sessions too. So looking forward to seeing that. And who knows, maybe they'll run them on some domestic flights and we'll get a chance to try that 787 cabin. It looks really cool. Anyways, enough rambling about that. We know about our E extension gates here. That's completely wrong. The E regional gates, I'll show you the E satellite concourse in a moment, where we have a plethora of American Eagle CRJ700s for SkyWest. Most of these shots today just were not coming out good, but luckily in the second half of the video, when we get outside the Skylink, they come out better. Case in point, don't use priority on the Skylink. It's too fast, and it obviously didn't work. However, it is really cool to capture moments like this with the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo that pretty much was an assembly kit at that point. So a bunch of plane tape on it, and overall, it just was getting a massive project done on it. So this one as well, you can just tell the #1 engine just not even present, so crazy to see that. But hey, that's what happens when you got to get maintenance done. Here's a fully functioning Raccoon Mask Spirit Airbus A320neo, though, looking good here at gate E33. I really hope to fly Spirit out of DFW sometime. Just hasn't worked yet, but I have flown Spirit twice and have been very impressed with both experiences, so hopefully we'll get to do that sometime. But anyways, this Spirit Airbus A320neo is looking great on this day. Here's the E satellite gates. Apparently CRJ900s are parking here as of the time of filming. I saw one the other day, so that was really interesting. But anyway, normally this was the 145 section. Now CRJ700s are mainly parking here, and apparently the 900s are too. So you see the 700s in this particular example on this particular day. There's the Raccoon Mask looking very good. Also, you got the newer Spirit titles there with the Spirit.com engines as well. So that's really cool to see. And fantastic to mention that right there. A variety of American Airlines aircraft, including the 737, Airbus A320, and once the hard drive loads, probably more E-gates. Yes, we have a 220 blare shot. We did get good shots of this JetBlue Airbus A320 with the Darden tail. Also note the JetBlue sticker on the gates. That's really cool to see. That's not a common use gate, but the JetBlue's been a pretty big player on those Northeast services for many years now. So really awesome to see that they have had continued dedication to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So really cool to see that. It had to be blue. And here's the American Airlines Boeing 777 landing. A little bit of sun break, which was kind of funny, but this was when we were transitioning and going to the C.R. Smith Museum. So it was really fun to get to check that out and check out that video that comes out soon. And then we'll move over to the next half of the plane spotting. But I have a couple of really cool catches. Since the C.R. Smith is so close to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, I was able to catch some really cool aircraft before going inside. So you see this 777 landing, and then this 321 also on final, but there's a couple of particular stories I would like to tell once we get to some select aircraft. But it was still cool to see these, of course. We are in top lit hours, by the way, so you can see the lighting nor the clarity was very good, and they're really far away and pretty hazy, but hey, it was okay. Delta 321 on short final right there. Some really cool flags. And here's the entrance for the American Airlines C.R. Smith Museum, and then a couple of planes that I had to catch before going inside. Not this American 321, but it was cool. This is the view from the C.R. Smith Museum, by the way, if they're landing on the west side, going towards the north and north flow. So this would be like 36 left. It actually is pretty good. It's a little high, but it works. But there was a couple of aircraft, including this American Airlines Airbus A319 in the US or the America West Heritage Paint Scheme. This was landing on the east side, so obviously the pictures aren't very good. But the reason this was so important is because the PSA and I think Piedmont liveries by this point, April 7th of 2023, were repainted. So obviously I wanted to catch this just in case this was the last time I was going to catch it. The crossover episode was actually crazy because I did get to catch it several times after this because the livery made it all the way until August of 2023. So you're going to see some really cool moments of this aircraft in future plane spotting videos. Actually, it has made an appearance already on a previous video, but anyways, case in point, at Spot LAX was the final time I got to see it, which was a crazy place to see it in September of 2023. Actually made it a little bit longer than what I thought. So that was the last time I got to see it, I believe. But anyway, it was really cool to get to see America West many times after this. So stay on the lookout in future videos when we see that a little bit more. But at that time, obviously, I didn't want to let it slip. So really cool to get it. I've still yet to get the 321 as the time of recording. I'm sure that time will come soon. But anyways, it looks weird now. It's like the E318 compared to the A320, if that makes sense. Like what I'm looking at now after seeing so many pictures of the 321. So really cool to see it here though. And anyway, it looks really good. So hope to get the 321 here in the near future. But anyways, really cool to catch that despite the poor pictures. And then we have another one that I wanted to catch. That's going to be but that's a former Frontier American A319, so that's pretty cool. The Frontier Airbus A320neo Georgia Painted Bunting. This aircraft's so cool. One of my favorite aircraft in the Frontier fleet. I love painted bunting, so it's really cool to get this aircraft again. I have seen it several times, but if you're right there and you can catch it, why not do so? So that's what I did right there. So a couple more Americans, and here's the CRJ-175 in the 77 taking off once they flip flows, so that was really cool. And then this is where this segment of the plane spotting terminates. So what we'll do now is I'll take you all over to the Sunday plane spotting. So the day after the collectible show on April 9th, 2023, there was some warehouse locations and there was a couple aircraft that I wanted to catch in the morning, but it was overcast. So it ended up working out perfectly so that my shots weren't backlit, but I still got to catch the aircraft taking off that I really wanted to see for a long time. So let me load those pictures and we'll get into that session, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to April 9th, 2023, as here we are after DFW Airline Collectibles Show for another overcast plane spotting session, but be on the lookout for the sunny plane spotting videos from DFW and Dallas Love Field coming up very soon. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. So what we did was we transitioned spots quite a bit on this day. So we ended up starting on the north side, then went to the south side and came back to the north side, and I'll kind of explain why. So the reason we started on the north side is for this Cathay Pacific Cargo Boeing 747-400 freighter. I actually had to catch this out of the window of the rental car, so this actually ended up going pretty well considering the circumstances. I might have rolled the window down, I can't remember, but the shots came out really good considering the circumstances. So all these are very fair for those circumstances, especially this one. But it was awesome to get to catch this. To my knowledge, the first time I've got a good picture of a Cathay 747-400 freighter, so that was really cool. You can see a little bit of the sun break too, but luckily it did stay overcast in the morning, so that worked well because there really isn't a whole bunch of great spots on the in the morning for DFW. So this worked out really well. So again, hard drive's gonna have to take a minute to load this since it hasn't loaded in a long time, so thank you for staying patient with it. But anyways, looking good for that. And then we have a variety of aircraft once we get the founders, including the American CRJ 700 for SkyWest. Here's an American 787-9, the sister ship, the one we saw earlier. This is E23 now, really cool. American 737-800, and then we have this ERJ 175 looking absolutely fantastic right there on short final. Love the beacon shots. Delta on the other side looking great, and then here's this American A321 as well, looking absolutely fantastic, going for a little double hatch in there. And this fence tip Airbus A321 looking fantastic. Getting a little nose on perspective of the 777-300. That was really cool. So this aircraft arriving in 732 Alpha November. So very cool to get to see this aircraft landing in. I love these founder shots. One of the best locations in the United States, in my opinion. So really cool to get to see this on short final and touchdown. Fantastic. So looking very good for that aircraft. And the United 737 was landing on the other side while we had this ERJ 175 landing on our side. So that was really cool. And then we moved over to the warehouses south over there on the west side, southwest side of the runways to catch some takeoffs because there was some really cool aircraft I wanted to catch, including this A319 was nice. It was not the one I was going for, but still, of course, going to catch all these aircraft. And here's this 737-800 taking off. And again, the sun would be over here. So really glad that the clouds blocked it. So I was able to get some good shots. 737-800. Would have probably been able to improvise over there, but it just is nice that there was the clouds stayed, so it was easy to do. But I wouldn't have minded trying to get some shots from over there, and I'm sure it's going to happen sometimes. So clouds end up working out just fine here. Here's this A321 taking off as we patiently wait for the next cycle of pictures to load. Even though we got a $2,000 MacBook, it just can't load these raw files fast once it gets out of the groove, so hopefully we'll get back into the groove soon. So patiently waiting. Here we go, and let's see if it can come on. Patiently waiting. We know the drill. Coming in hot. There's the next shot to the 321, and now it's just in cycles. You can see the mouse. So there we go. 321. Okay, I think we're in shape now. Flagship Valor, that was another one. Completely forgot about that. So I've seen Flagship Valor a nice handful of times now. Just saw it the other day at Denver too. So really great to see Flagship Valor, one of my favorite aircraft. So fortunate to fly Flagship Valor. That was really cool. So very much enjoyed that experience. And a gorgeous aircraft that it is. So that was fantastic. So great to see Flagship Valor right there. And then, of course, I'm going to take a bunch of shots of Flagship Valor. What more do you expect? It's a great special livery. This A321, so many 321s at DFW now, so you're just going to see them all. This is 139 taking off. Probably took a few too many pictures. Here's a really nice wardrobe malfunction on the Spirit Airbus E320 in the Skittles livery, and it appears the engine cowling and the Wi-Fi box both have the banana livery parts on them, so that's really cool to see right there. So absolutely gorgeous aircraft. Very cool to get to catch this and actually get the flight on its sister ship 632. This is 635. So very cool. Definitely want to get a model of one sometime, even though they're pretty tough to come by. So anyways, looking fantastic. And also this part right here too. So definitely many banana parts on this particular offering right there. So that's absolutely fantastic to see right there. And then we have this American Eagle ERJ 175 blasting off. Stand up to Cancer went on the other side. These are what the pictures look like. Planes taking off on the east side. So cool to see that. Bunch of special liveries on this day, so that's nice. DFW it usually has quite a few, usually pretty balanced, so that's really nice. So 321 taking off, and this was the start to show the plane that I really wanted to catch over here, the Japan Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in the one world livery. Really cool. Usually I don't have time in the mornings at DFW to catch these aircraft moving, but luckily on this day I finally was able to get this. So overall, this was really cool. Juliet Alpha 732 Juliet, really cool with the foggle. This was fantastic. So love this catch right here. So glad to get to catch this. Definitely gonna have to post it on Instagram. I don't remember if I did or didn't. I can't remember. But anyways, definitely need to post it again because it is a really cool catch. So been awesome to see what Japan Airlines been doing at DFW with their routes, and obviously they've done a great job with their aircraft here too. So really great to get the 777-300. Still not caught the normal livery yet. I've caught the one world, so how cool is that? But anyway, really great to see this aircraft. Great focus from the camera. Did a great job. So overall, was delighted to catch this, and definitely one of the best catches of the trip, hands down. So really cool to see from the 789 all the way up to the 777-300 and the Japan Airlines dedication at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So overall, really cool, and you can just see how gorgeous that plane is as it flies into the clouds back over to Tokyo. So overall, really cool. And the bank too. I completely forgot about the bank. So that was really awesome to see. Back to our American Airlines Airbus E321s, 910, yes, this time, and a Spirit Airbus E320 in the banana livery, looking great. CRJ on the east side, and then we have this American 321. I love the 321s, so I don't get bored of them. This one here as well. And a logo, 737-800, looking fantastic right here, only on the inside for this particular example. So looking very good for this aircraft as well, as we patiently wait for the hard drive. East side 321, here's an A319 to change it up, 829 this time. An IAE former America West aircraft, so glad to get to see this aircraft right here, looking very good. And then we have that Learjet right there looking really good. And here's this American Airlines Airbus E321 with the Neo engines looking very good on this aircraft. So that's fantastic. And here we have 933 American Airlines A321 that I've seen many times. So glad to see it again. Sun Country with the shallow rotation here on Tide looking really cool, and the stickers. So great to get to see more Sun Country. They're kind of tough to come across in the southern region on a multiple daily basis. They fly to quite a few cities, but on only twice weekly basis. So great to see 845 blasting off here, and a contrast edit would go really hard right there. So awesome to get to see that. That's a really good catch. CRJ 700 on the our side, along with the 175. There's 900 on the other side, and then we have this wore out 700. Just look at that. But awesome to get to see the 700 grinding. I've still yet to fly one. This one also wore out, so I'm very hopeful that will happen sometime. Yet I've flown a bunch of other aircraft. Here's a 777-200 for American Airlines, looking very good. This one is 768 Alpha Alpha, so great to get to see this gorgeous aircraft blasting off into the clouds here at DFW. So really good looker, and contrast edits once again would go crazy on this. Here's a 321 blasting off as well, and here's the ERJ 175 and A319, this time with the CFM configured engine. So looking very good on 703 Uniform Whiskey, very nice. As you can expect, we are patiently waiting for the hard drive to do what it does best, and I'm sure it will. There we go. A couple fuzzy shots. Here's a 321 blasting off, looking really good, and a 737-800 also looking really good. Very nice. Here's the Frontier Airbus A320 Neo. This is Monterey, the Desert Tortoise. Hopefully I said the first part of that right. Anyways, really cool to see this. I haven't seen this one outside of this one time, so definitely want to see it again and get some sunny pictures of it because it looks really cool. When the this is probably a B tier Frontier tail in my opinion. It looks really good. You can go as far as A. I think it looks really good. And then there was a CRJ, I got a blurry shot of. And then here's Denver Air Connect on their ERJ 145. Really cool service they've had at DFW. I think it's Greensville, Mississippi. Nah, I might be wrong on that. I think it's somewhere in New Mexico now that I think about it. They may have took over what Silver Airways was, or not Silver Airways. What's that airline's name? Boutique was doing, I think. Could be wrong on that. But anyways, really cool to see DAC here at Dallas. I would expect them at Denver, but they're at Dallas on this particular day, so that's really cool. That's actually the first round of pictures. Let me go ahead and load the next round, and we'll get right into that. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to this plane spotting session. So here we go with this Denver Air Connect ERJ 145 once again, looking very good. So thought I would get this angle of it before we proceed to our next offering. Hard drive's got to get a second to load here, and then we'll be in good shape. So give it just a second to get this round of pictures going. And again, they're large files. There's like 500 of them on here, so Computer's got to take just a moment to get it processed off the hard drive. If it was on the actual computer, it would be ready to rock by this point. But the hard drive, I don't have $1,000 to get a hard drive good enough for it. So it's 15 seconds we'll have to spare. Here's this American Eagle ERJ175 blasting off 223, and here's the Gemini just released American A319 once again. So very cool crossover episode. So very awesome. Get to catch that several times. American 737-800 logo on the east side, and this one actually had the logo on the inside. Very cool. Fantastic. See, American A321 Neo, I believe TUL Aviator recently flew this exact registration, so very cool to see that. A little bit of sun trying to break out over there. Should have been at Love. Just kidding. Here's a Viva Airbus E320 Neo blasting off into the sky, looking very good. And an American Airlines Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner looking good. One of the new registrations as well, so that's fantastic. This round of pictures is going very good. This is really great right now. Very nice work. Here's this American 737-800, and then here's another 175, 777-200 blasting off on the other side. Fairly clear considering how far over there it is. I can read the registration, so I will approve of that. This Delta 320 heading off probably to LAX, looking very good. And a CRJ 700, as we know and love. Here's my 787-9 right here that I flew 835 Alpha November. Very cool to get to see this again. It's a gorgeous airplane, so looks really great. I got the model literally on the desk right behind me right now, so one of my favorites. Glad I've got to see it so many times and hope to see many more to come. Frontier 321 Neo took off on the other side, which was what it was. I really wanted to get it on this side, but hey, it's okay. We'll get another opportunity at 321 Neos in the future, so stay on the lookout for that. But that was the Sharks on this particular day. Looking very nice. And hope to get to fly more of them in the future. I have got to fly once, so really nice. A weird tell though, but hey, it works. American A319 taking off. I completely forgot that I got the Cathay 747-400 taking off over here, and these are actually S-tier shots. These are really good considering being overcast conditions. So here it is, blasting off, looking really good. This is really good work. Very happy about this catch, and definitely will have to post that at some point. That's really good. The contrast of the different shades of the clouds would really contrast that teal color really well, so definitely we'll have to work on that sometime. Very cool. So that's definitely a really good catch right there. Even got the beacon on the shot right there. That's fantastic. So, and we do get a little banking action because yes and yes, even though it was fuzzy. Southern Airways Express Caravan going off probably the Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hope to do that sometime. Here's this American 175 blasting off, and here's a 321 as well, looking very good. And here's a Mesa CRJ 900, also looking great. And here's this American 737-800. This is 971 November. I believe Alpha November was the registration Gemini did. So very cool to see logos on both sides of this aircraft, though, as it looks really good on this particular day. As we patiently await the hard drive to load once again. There we go. And next up, we have this American A321 IAEs this time blasting off. Let me know which engines and fins tips or sharklets you prefer with the American fleet. Personally, I really like the sharklets and the IAEs, although all configurations are fantastic. So I won't complain with any of those, to say the least. I love both the CFM and the IAE buzz, so why would I complain with that effort? So overall, looking really good. And then here's this 321 with Sharklet. Speaking of which, 125 Alpha November. Why did I say 125? It's 125. It's like when you say runways and say 18 right instead of 18 right. Pretty similar there. It kind of feels like, but hey, that's all right. And then we have the 737-900 on the far side. Here's another Frontier. This time we got the Seagull. Very nice. This is going to be 350 Foxtrot Romeo, looking very nice. I think this is a good looker. Let me know in the comments what you think and which Frontier tail in this video has been your favorite so far. But overall, I think the Seagull looks really good. Yeah, I was gonna say, surely that's not the end of the pictures. I think it's just taking a moment to load here. So anyways, this is a good shot to be stuck on because it does look really good. There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous plane. Clouds were getting a little lighter, so it was tough to see the fuselages of the white aircraft. So, but hey, we got it. Even the camera agreed. Okay, this was really cool. This was an Aeromexico 737-800 diversion. This was really surprising. So this was going, I believe, to Houston, I think. And for whatever reason, diverted here, or it was a charter of sorts. But this will actually become regular at DFW. They're going to start flying the Aeromexico 737 in from Mexico City, I think, this summer. So really cool to see it, early little cameo appearance here. And I've never really got a good shot of one prior to this. Well, I probably have at some point. But anyway, it is really cool to get to see at DFW. So that was awesome. They did fly mainline DFW in the early 2010s for a while, so it'll be great to have that back along last. Now, this shot's really cool with the 321 baking off over there on the left. That's fantastic. But anyways, looking really good with that Aeromexico, and very glad to get to catch that. Again, not exactly sure what the circumstances were, but hey, it's what happened. So after that, we went to get some lunch, and then following that, here is the Air France 787. We went to the Panera Bread on the northeast side of the airport, so there was still good enough views to see some of these aircraft over here. So Of course, with the big lens, I was able to extend and get some remotely decent pictures of them. Not, going to be crazy, not going to be winning any cake, but mainly it's the haze that actually got this, which is pretty funny. But anyways, Air France flying 787 in Dallas pretty recently has been really cool. I'll be eager to see, hopefully, the 350 come back. Would love to catch that here. But anyways, between the 222 and the 78, it's been a nice duo for them, so went really well. Also got the Avianca Star Alliance Airbus E319, and it was in transit driving on the highways, so did my best. Glad I was the passenger in this particular instance, and ended up getting some pretty good shots. So have seen this at DFW quite a few times, so really great to get to see it. Once again, right here, that shot is really, really good. So definitely will have to work on that one sometime too and get that on social media. And of course, by the time we get the Founders, the Lufthansa A340-300 decides that it's going to land on the east side. So what more would you expect? But anyway, still glad to get to see it right there. It looks really good. So very nice. American 787-9, back at Founders at this point to get some of the catches over here. The American TWA 737 lands on the other side too. But hopefully we'll get a complimentary better catch on this side. Not better catch, but equivalent to cancel out. Missing TW on that side, but did my best with the big lens. Just haze. Can't really do much about that. So we do get a normal 737 though, so that's fantastic. Got kind of a cool shot with the skyline right there. I thought that was kind of cool. And Finnair decides that it's going to land on the other side as well. Finnair, Qatar, those are really hit or miss what side they're going to land on. So we did our best there. Here's the old Allegheny American A319 landing right here. It got repainted by this point, so maybe it was Allegheny and PSA that were repainted at this point, not America West. So sorry for my incorrection earlier. I can't remember exactly what it was, but anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So logo on the winglet 737 after that 321 we saw. These came out pretty clear considering the circumstances, so personally very happy with all this. Another very nice 321. Lufthansa taxiing in right there, looking very good. ERJ 175. Here's a Boeing 777-200ER coming in, registered November 775, Alpha November. Very nice jello right there in the touchdown. Very nice landing. Here is a Boutique PC-12. I guess Boutique was still here at this point, so I don't know who DAC was taking over for, but anyways, very cool livery. I definitely want to fly Boutique in the future when that works out, but definitely love that silver, red, and black livery combination plus their blue logo. And also you can see by the cockpit windows, their Boutique Air billboard titles, if you want to call it that, there too. So, excuse me, overall looks really good, nevertheless. As we wait for the hard drive to load, I was trying to give you some complimentary talking while I was waiting for that, but there's only so much you can say, right? That's completely wrong. Mesa was also gone by this point. The Mesa American Airlines Ops was already gone. You noticed in the last DFW spotting video, that was the last time we got to see it. So, yeah, tough times and tan lines, but now we have PSA. That's what reminded me of it right there on that CR9, which those have really invaded DFW since. We have talked about that, but anyway. In the plane spotting congruent session, as of for the chronological order part of that. So here's the American CRJ 700 coming in with a Delta or United mismatch part on the nose and the engine, so that's quite nice. Sorry about the hard drive. It's kind of fell in here towards the end. I don't know why it's got so bad here at the end, but anyways, we will patiently await. There we go. And then American 222 taxiing in, so that's very nice. Some birds. Here's a Spirit Airbus E320 with Sharklets and IAEs on short final here for runway 18 right. As we patiently await the hard drive, kind of fell in me here. Can't lie, it's kind of fell in me here at the end, which it can't be doing that. So we patiently await, but at least the Spirit livery looked really good, whether it's the old one, a hybrid, or the new one. So that's very nice right there. Love the wore out engine and rudder on that. What more would you expect from Spirit on their older Airbus airplanes? So looks really good nevertheless though right there. Man, I apologize guys, this is kind of fell on me right here towards the end. I don't know why it's getting so slow, but hopefully you all have enjoyed this video, as we still have quite a bit of plane spotting coming up, so stay on the lookout for that. We patiently await for the hard drive to continue to do what it does. I think this might actually be the last catch before we go over to our next session at DFW. It's trying, guys. We got to be close since I already loaded one. So patience will win the prize here. I'm sorry, this has been like a full minute of waiting. Is that the last picture? Is that the problem? Come on, patiently waiting. It must be the last picture because it doesn't want to load past it. So I will reevaluate and reload once the computer wants to load. So let me take a look at that. And I think that's the last. Yeah, that's the last picture. Okay, so we have our next plane spotting session coming up, and I'll explain that once we get there. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the third and final session for this particular video, plane spotting at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and this will be from April 10th of 2023. So let me go into a brief backstory real quick to explain why this plane spotting session came to be, because originally this was not supposed to happen. So the original plan was on Monday morning after the weekend of the collectible show was to fly an American Airlines 737-800 to Tulsa at 8:30 a.m. or so. It was around that time frame. So the goal was to make that flight, but unfortunately due to an outrageous TSA line, I think it was like at least 45 minutes, perhaps an hour. It was a very long line. I unfortunately missed that flight, and luckily was very fortunate to be able to rebook onto an American Eagle ERJ 175 at 10:30 in first class for only 15,000 miles, which for the day of is really good. Furthermore, that by itself is really already a pretty good first class ticket. I think for reference, I spent 15,000 when I did Tulsa, Dallas, Nashville back in 2022. So for the day of, like 2 hours before it was really great. Luckily a window was open, so all that fell into place perfectly and it was great. So that worked out very well. So that's the reason that this plane spotting session came to be, was because I missed my first flight, which would have left by the time that the plane spotting here is going on. And the last and final complimentary comment is that was my last trawl on normal TSA lines. I got TSA pre-check the following month and have used it ever since, and has saved me so much time and more plane spotting that I've been able to do at larger airports like Atlanta, Miami, and many others that we could talk about, including Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So very glad to have that, and I recommend it to you. Only $20 a year. You can get it for $80 over 5 years. It's a great service in my opinion, and usually all the lines are less than 10 minutes easily. Usually I get through within 5. So personally, an awesome service. I can't recommend it enough. But anyways, enough jibber jabber. I just wanted to give you a reason why this plane spotting session came to be. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So after I missed that line, after I made it through security, I got my flight rebooked, and then I moved on to plane spotting until that flight, which was 2 hours from this point. So here we have an American Airlines lineup at Concourse A, and the sun is out here. I debated whether I wanted to put this plane spotting in a different session or with the cloudy plane spotting, but I thought with the Skylinks it kind of meshed up a little bit better. So here's this American A321neo. And then we have the 737, still in priority mode, but luckily the shots do get to coming out better here in a little bit. 737-800, and then we have an A321neo looking fantastic there at Gate Charlie 2. A very sentimental area of the concourse for the American MD-80s. I don't know how this shot was in and out of focus like that, but that was crazy. This is during the American Airlines bank, and again, my flight pushed back right at this point. So here's the 737-800, and this Airbus A319, and a 737-800, and this 737-800, and this A320. Really good shot of that 737 right there, and a really great Dallas lineup of all those Americans. 320 getting ready to push. Really great shot. Consecutive logo on the winglets right there. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. And then this A320neo, A321 rather, and then this A320, and this Airbus E319 with sharklets, and this Boeing 777-200, and this A321, and this 737, and this A321. All these are pretty bad, but 737s, and two A321s, a 319. These get a little bit better. 321. Here's a really cool private jet from Germany. I think this is a Learjet of sorts. I don't know how it made it all the way over to Dallas, but very cool to see that right there. Despite a little bit of haze, and the wheels up. King Air 350. Here's an American A321, a 737, more 737s, and more A320s and A319s. There's that 737. PSA CRJ 900 taxiing across the bridge. I always love getting these shots, even though they're kind of tough to pull off. More Envoy 175s, and here's some interesting registrations on all these, as you can see. And hopefully it focuses soon. I think I might do another lap. I can't remember, excuse me. Here's 3 really cool 175s lined up, and also 3 of them right here. This is one of my favorite views at the airport, is these 3 gates, 36, 34, and 30 here at the B concourse. I think it looks really cool. So awesome to see that, along with the logo 737-800. And at this point I started, I can't remember if I went around on the Skylink a full time again, or if I start plane spotting here because the lighting was decent at the north entrance of B. Let's see what I do. So here's a 737 landing. And then I think we continue here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So we have multiple RJs, including RJ9s, RJ7s, and E175s. Here are all the E175s. This one has there's my alarm. Apologies about that. Here's this enhanced winglet on this 175 right here that has the flagship logo on it. These are pretty tough to come across at this point, so that was really cool to see. Pretty prominent on 145 engines for a long time before Envoy shipped those off, so very cool to see that. And then we have more J175s and E319s now looking very good, and 737s with some interesting registrations. but I love these gauge shots. I think they're personally very cool. And then multiple shots over there of the wide bodies looking very good. 319, 175. There's a blank 747 looking very good. Very similar haze issues, and a Polar 767 back there. That was really cool. Glad to get a model of the Polar. It was really nice. All right, A321. These just, we need some work on these, man. These are pretty rough. Here's a 320 right here. And finally, I think I get the camera evened out right at the perfect time for this Green Air Boeing 77-9. A little fuzzy on the nose, but overall pretty good for going 40 miles an hour at that point. 737s, and I think I hopefully get a better shot at some point here. Doesn't look like it's immediately. Here's a 328 gate D2 once again in the One World 737. A little fuzzy, but it's okay. Luckily, I've got to see those quite a few times and hope to see more of them coming up here in the future. Tried to get a good shot there. The United A320 is still there from 3 days before, so luckily still had redemption, got a better shot on that. They were still working on it, so pretty interesting there. But hey, it works. SkyWest, and here's our CRJs once again across the hall over here at the E-gates, and there's all the CRJ7s there, so you can see all those. Stand at the Cancer. This is my first time getting a pretty decent shot of it. I can't remember if I got a better shot since this time, but I definitely want to get like a really nice clear shot of it sometime, but this was pretty good, so was happy about that. In fact, I actually got off the Skylink to get this shot, and I'm glad I did. And these are actually pretty good, to be honest. These are not bad once we got in focus, like right here. So overall, really good work, and definitely gonna have to work on that sometime to post it. So looking good. CR7s, and then we have that Delta 321 from ATL. And then as we patiently wait for this United 737-900 ER, looking very good. And we have this Airbus E320 looking very good with a wardrobe malfunction. So glad to get to see that, even though the camera just did not want to focus at times. But luckily, we get a variety of American Airlines mainline aircraft right here, looking very good. And then we have this 737. Here's an A321neo looking great. Sun reflection's a little tough, but I was working on it to the best of my ability. Quite a few 737s. Here's a 321neo, another 737, another 737, and why not two more? Because why not? The old Astrojet was in there, though, so that's really cool. More fuzzy American Airlines shots. That one's actually really good right there. I'm going to have to work on that one sometime. That one's really good. Really big fan of all four of those in there. And more aircraft taking off, landing. That hub bank is real right now. Here's this 321 again, Boeing 777. I should have did another lap to get my camera settings fixed. Priority was not cutting it on the Skylink as bad or as good as I want to admit that. Here's a 319 taxiing in and various 737s over there, so that's looking very nice. Love looking at this shot right here. We also got the gorgeous backhoe right there, so that's also fantastic. So certainly glad to get to see all of the portions of this particular image, and it's looking very good. And that's where the photos end, so let me reload the next portion and we'll take a look at those. And welcome back, everybody. I still really like this shot, so that's why we decided to start with it. And more fuzzy shots of Boeing 737s and Airbus A320s and ERJ175s. Come on, there we go, a little bit better there. But anyway, really cool to get to see all of these. And they're looking really nice right there. Is the hard drive needs to load a little bit. I'm really excited for the new DFW concourses as well. So a bunch of construction, getting ready for that, and also just improving the overall efficiency of taxiways at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So that's really great. Okay, so I believe it's at this point where I get off and spot over here at the north area of the DFW Skylink entrance. I should have used the bigger lens. I think I actually get it out here in a minute. But anyways, let's see what we got. Here's the American A321neo. They are in focus, but they're a little hazy, and it's not really on the fault of the camera. It's just how it is. Here's 175. Really not bad, honestly, though. And these close-up taxi shots are really good, like this Airbus E320. And even shots like that are really cool. So you can see a little bit of sun there on 320 before it gets dark back there with the 319, 737. This was really cool. This is my final time catching, I think it is my final time. We'll have to verify in future videos, but I believe this was my final time catching a Envoy 145 at DFW. I believe I got it at Chicago after this. I cannot remember for sure. There's a chance that I didn't. This might have been the final time. I can't remember if I got one more time after this or not, but this was certainly the last time that immediately comes to mind that I got the Envoy 145. So yeah, why don't we take a moment here and really respect how awesome the ERJ 145 is. It really is a powerful regional jet with 50 economy seats, and obviously provided much EAS service for American Airlines for many years, and obviously flew to a variety of airports. I was fortunate enough to get to fly, I believe, 4 of these, so I really enjoyed each and every experience. I flew it to and from Dallas to Savannah in 2013, and I flew to and from Stillwater in 2016. So overall, I had a great experience on those flights, and I'm really hopeful to get to fly another one sometime, particularly eyeing the United 145 with the winglets. I would love to do that sometime. But anyways, really great here to get to catch this one final time, 932 Alpha Echo. Long live the 145. Definitely will be seeing this throwback Dallas updates for many years to come. And it was a workhorse here, so I really enjoyed catching it. They had a turn where they went to, I believe it was Champaign or Bloomington, Illinois, out of Chicago. So they came to Dallas and then went right back there. I think it was Champaign and Bloomington. So this was really cool to catch. Very special moment. I know Aviation would very much appreciate that catch right there. But overall, great time with Envoy 145s. Huge salute to them, and they were a powerful asset for many airports across the nation for American Eagle, and had a great time getting to check them out, fly them, and overall just catching them for many years. So thank you to the 145, on to the CR7 and the 175s for life, and I'm going to miss the 145 dearly. Here's this ERJ 175 rocking, and Airbus A319 taking off right there. Boeing 737, here's that United 20 we saw pushing back earlier, coming over. CR7, I believe this is the 18-300, by the way, but we'll have to see if I get the 15600 on here for a future catch. Multiple American Airlines mainline airplanes, 737s, CR7s, A319s. Here's a 175 and a PSA 900, which were starting to make their rounds here at this point, considering Mesa moved all theirs over to Houston and Denver predominantly. So looking very good. There's United A320 taking off right there in the Evo Blue. Multiple RJs looking good there. Here's a 319 and more 175s, 321. A319, CR7, and some cool double shots throughout here too. Again, a little hazy on some of these. There's a new 321 Neo, and getting multiple shots here to make sure the clarity's coming out decent on most of these, which it was. This is a very cool shot right here involving numerous American Airlines aircraft. Double 737s right there. 787 made for a nice little backdrop too. More 737s. Also, you can certainly see where Gemini is struggling with the color on some of these, considering how drastically weird these colors can be. This right here is a prime example. I mean, that's not even the same shade. So the fact that they're that drastically different is really incredible and a really eye-opening way to look at this. So it's tough to criticize so much, but you'd think they would just pick one color and stick with it. So that's at least my viewpoint on that. But hey, what can you do when they come for you, right? Anyways, 321 looking great. You're probably seeing duplicate registrations at this point. 737s, CR9s, more A321s that look really good. The lighting was so in and out. Here's another really good example of that. It's crazy. The wardrobe malfunctions really proving how drastically different these American Airlines liveries can be. Here's this 321 Neo. Looking very nice, and 175. Here's that one, another 737. Sun's kind of dead east at this time of the year, so you notice that these pushback and east-west taxiing shots are not the best lit-wise. There's a Qatar Cargo 777 taxiing right there, very nice, and these actually turned out really good. That's really, really nice right there. Very impressed by that. So really glad to see their cargo branch, and I got back on the Skylink for some reason. We'll see what that's for. I think it's for, I know what it's for. Here, we'll see. 321 Neo getting ready to push back. A kind of bad shot of One World, but hey, it's okay. And it's not for that. It is for the Japan Boeing 777-300. I have seen the normal livery. I completely jinxed myself. Bozo on the go. But anyway, here's this 333. These aren't the prettiest pictures in the world. I think I come back around because here's what happened. The train that goes counterclockwise, so that's on the inside, so that from B to D, if you rode it straight from B to D, you have to take the inside one. It was too far over there, and I couldn't get level because it's on the inside track, if that makes sense. There's Contour, by the way, looking very good. So what I did is I got off at E and I went the other way clockwise so I could get closer, and I think I do a better job. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. But anyways, here's the Contour 145 looking very good, and kind of some bozo shots because again, the primary focus was getting that Japan 777-300. So let's see. There's some crappy shots of AirCal, but at least did my best, so that looked kind of decent, kind of not. They're okay. Okay, so I guess I was reverse. So this is the inside track for sure, and you can see that the pictures are not coming out too hot. I can't remember if I tried 3 times or if I just couldn't get a good shot of it. Okay, that was the shot that I even ended up working with, and it's not the prettiest in the world, but it got the job done. It was still really great to get to see, and I hope to get to see it in a better situation soon so that I can get better shots of it. Darn it, that one is really good right there, and I completely busted on that, but I think I got at least a decent double shot right here, so we won't complain with that. That's pretty cool. Just need to Photoshop that D10 gate out, but hey, it's okay. So anyway, though, it looks really good, so very glad to get to see all the movement there. Got a little bit better shot on One World as we made our way back to the North DFW Skylink entrance for particular reasons, as you'll see here. That's the reason right there. Here comes the 150-600 in the Colorado Boeing 777-200 LR with the 25th anniversary sticker. This was awesome to finally get to catch this at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. And honestly, these shots I thought came out really good. This one right here looks fantastic with the Grapevine water tower back there. This is a gorgeous airplane. I'm so glad that I got to catch it there, and I need to get that posted. That's really S-tier work right here. This is really good for the Skylink. So obviously not the prettiest shots ever, but I think they personally came out pretty good for inside the concourse. I mean, certainly a little bit of haze, but much better than what we've seen all day. So, and they came out in focus, so I'm certainly a fan of it. So overall, really great to get to catch the Qatar 777-200 LR for the first time, coming in from Doha of flight 1 of 2 of the day. So really cool. Glad it landed on our side, and really glad that I got to catch it right there. Absolutely gorgeous antelope on the tail, and personally an S-tier effort. I think it looks really great. So that looks really good. And very glad to get to see that right there. So really cool catch. Very glad to get to see that. And overall, really, really cool. So that was really nice. And more aircraft with the 150-600. Actually, I think I changed lenses here maybe. But anyways, American 320 blasting off, CFMs, 737-800. I hope I kept the one. I think I did put it on at this point because, man, it's so much better. Here's the 737. There's the clock tower that JJ and the guys got to go into. So that's really cool. Here's the 175 for Envoy, American 737-800, ERJ 175. A321, that's the meme plane, 918 uniforms Sierra. I don't know why that turned into a meme, but it did. I completely forgot that Atlas Air decided to come rain on our parade. This is the Boeing 747-8F. This was really cool. I don't know how good the shots came out. I think it was a little fuzzier than the Qatar, but let's see. That's not the end of the shots. What? Okay, I was going to say, no, it can't be the end of the shots. Actually, these are not too bad. These aren't the prettiest in the world, but these are still pretty acceptable in my opinion. Yeah, that one's really good right there, actually. So I can certainly work with this. So definitely going to have to work on posting that. And unfortunately, the pole got in the way of the pretty tough touchdown. But hey, still really glad to catch that. And that turned out really great right there as well. So one more view of that because it's absolutely beautiful. So yes, the marathon plane spotting video finally comes to a close. I wanted to break up all the sunny and cloudy plane spotting. So I thought I'd put these 3 sessions together. I thought they meshed the best. So here's our American Eagle ERJ 175 in first class over to Tulsa. So definitely stay on the lookout for that trip port. And just for fun, since I have the pictures loaded, here we are at gate B28, getting ready to depart. A Frontier right there. Kind of a stand up to cancer shot. It was unfortunate that it passed when I wasn't able to get it straight down the window so that the clarity was good. One World 737 I don't think came out the prettiest, but I think I got an okay picture of it. Yeah, it was okay. And then my 787 once again came to say hello, 835 Alpha November. So I was really happy to get a really cool shot of that. So that was awesome, taxiing out for departure. And huge shout out to Plane Spotter DK for catching my departure since he was still in the area and was in his car and at work. That's a really good shot. I'm definitely going to post that. That's really good. My Dreamliner looks really good. So definitely one of my favorite planes ever. And really glad that I got the flight on that perfect flight. One World chasing us over there, a couple of GA planes, and welcome back to Tulsa International Airport. And that was one of my first times seeing a Mesa for United at TUL. So overall, great trip. Really enjoyed it. Definitely stay on the lookout for the additional plane spotting videos along with other trip ports like on this American 175 on 226 November. So I really hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I know it was a pretty long one, but we saw a bunch of cool planes, and personally, I really enjoyed it, and I hope each and every one of you did as well. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Test the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.